The video game industry is facing major layoffs right now, and unfortunately for the people within it, one day you might have a job and the next you may not. But instead of talking about how sad they are for the other workers within the industry, there are now Rockstar developers who are whining over the fact that they have to return to full-time office working for Grand Theft Auto 6 final stretch of development, and they are getting absolutely blasted on social media. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, yes, the industry is doing fantastic when it comes to financials, but when it comes to things like layoffs, they are facing some major problems. And you would think that these developers would just be happy that right now they are in a stable situation, that they have this job that they're working on, and they will for the foreseeable future, because Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a behemoth of the game, and they're going to have to keep a lot of workers around after the fact for patches and things like that. But now GTA 6 devs are criticizing Rockstar's reckless decision to force staff back to the office like a normal job. So this week, Rockstar notified staff of its return to office order due to start in April, which it said had to do with completing development on Grand Theft Auto 6 at the level of quality and polish we know it requires, and to mitigate security breaches. So right off the bat, this is insane because they got a month notice. It's not like they were told, oh, hey, it's Friday and starting on Monday, you need to come back to the office. That's not what happened. They got a full-blown month to prepare, which, first of all, is pretty good for any sort of job, especially in the video game industry that has, yes, primarily gone back to in-office work. It says that GTA 6 is developed primarily at Rockstar North in Edinburgh, Scotland, although support comes from a number of other Rockstar studios across the UK and the world. This is an absolutely massive project with hundreds to thousands of developers. I mean, we have heard that this, of course, is going to be at launch the most expensive video game ever created, and yes, there are some other projects in the works like Elder Scrolls 6 that will probably rival its price tag, but at the same time, this game is going to be absolutely massive. And yeah, I mean, having to go into the office really doesn't sound all that shocking when you just think of the scale of this game. It says, according to the IWGB, last year 170 Rockstar Games workers in the UK signed a petition opposing mandatory 3-day office work. Now workers accuse Rockstar of broken promises and have expressed concern about health, caring responsibilities, living arrangements, and a heightened risk of overwork or crunch. Some workers have said that they moved their lives further away from studio locations that would now need to be reversed in under 6 weeks to comply with Rockstar's demands, and Rockstar has yet to comment. And they even said that this isn't our first step to 5 days a week. No one wants to go back to the old ways of working. Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river and float upstream. Did they really expect the company behind one of the most expensive video games ever created to consult with them, to check in and see how they're feeling emotionally about this situation? Like, everyone else in this world had to go back to in-office jobs and in-office work. I mean, obviously, yes, there are some individuals who it makes life much harder for them. I know that they bring it up here, like people who have disabilities. They say working from home has been a lifeline for many of us at Rockstar, allowing us to balance care responsibilities, managing disabilities, and relocate as we need. But those types of individuals should definitely work out deals that might not include, being able to work full time in office. But if the service they offer is that valuable to the company, even if they have a disability, they will work out a deal. And I'm sure that Rockstar at this point does not want to get rid of the employees that they feel are extremely pivotal to the development process of Grand Theft Auto 6 and these individuals who are bringing a lot to the table. But those individuals should have different contracts. We are not talking about those types of people. We are talking about the average worker at Rockstar and the people that a couple of years ago did work in office who now simply have to go back to the office, but instead they're trying to come up with every excuse, and ultimately they are simply complaining because they're saying they're worried about a return to toxic crunch practices. I mean, you don't know, first of all, that that is going to happen, but Rockstar is telling their employees to return to work in office full-time, like most jobs, giving their employees a month's notice to prepare, and the developers are unhappy. Do they not see why so many people would be against them at this point? We have seen all these layoffs in the gaming industry, and Rockstar is not laying them off. They're simply telling them you have to go back to the office to work. With everyone being laid off, they have the guts to complain about going back to the office. As far as layoffs, the industry is in shambles, even though the industry's at record high profits. So you would think that they would have something else to be upset about or to complain about, or maybe even for once in their lives they could be grateful that they have such a most likely well-paying, decent job that has even allowed them to go this long not being in the office. When everyone is getting laid off, this is what they've decided to complain about, and people are not happy with them. I mean, Dexerto had posted this tweet about it, and Rockstar's devs are getting destroyed right now. Frankly, this doesn't bother me. GTA 6 is of the utmost importance. Your sacrifice is essential. Breaking, employees are upset about returning to work. Yeah, it might be more convenient for you personally to work from your home. I completely understand that. And if they just were going on social media and saying, it sucks we have to go back to in-office, that would be one thing. But instead, they're almost trying to, like, guilt Rockstar into this and trying to make them feel bad and being like, oh, hey, just so you know, you're going to be under more scrutiny than usual, like almost trying to threaten them. Considering the layoffs the industry has been dealing with, they should be grateful they have the job. I mean, that's what a lot of people are feeling at this point. Working from home is not and has never been a permanent solution to any of these jobs. I'm sure there are work from home positions, but it's not going to be the majority of them. And if this was in your original contract or you work it out in a new contract, then okay. But it's not the general solution these companies are working for, and these employees need to understand that only under certain conditions are people going to get work from home contracts. You're lucky you have a job. At the end of the day, it's just as simple as that. At the end of the day, I don't think that Rockstar is going to do anything. I don't think that these people are going to get fired, but at the same time, I think that they're just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. They're going to have to go back to the office. They're going to have to help with Grand Theft Auto 6 final stretch of development, and it will be interesting to see if any other developers do come out and end up whining and complaining about how hard their job is, especially during such a time when so many layoffs are going on. But for now, that's all that I really have to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.